Hello, and welcome to both the Master Trams YouTube channel and the nation of Aplain. The date is 1948, we are still in the aftermath of World War II, and the national government of Aplain have decided the country's entire transportation network should be rebuilt, and have entrusted this task to the experienced railwaymen at the Master Trams Transportation Corporation. As a result of this, I, Master Trams, have a controlling stake in each of Aplain Railways, Aplain Roadways and Aplainese Airways. So together, for the duration of this series, we are going to be redeveloping the transportation network in this land. In today's construction update, we are showing you the work we have completed on the first stretch of the East Coast Main Line. Eventually, this will run from Rontburg St Judah to a new terminus station on a brownfield site in between Fondborough and Tranford. It will call at cities such as Wundingham and Taddingham, both major cities. The southern tip of it that is being built today stretches between Rontburg St Judah and Banningstone Central, with an intermediate stop at Brendinghattan Mark Road. We are also building a small branch line to Longway Town that will have hourly trains into Rontburg St Judah. So I've mentioned one main line that will form a backbone of our network, but there are others that are worth mentioning. Just be warned, they aren't very creatively named. The three north-south main lines will be the East Coast Main Line, which we are building today, the Grand Central Main Line, and the West Coast Main Line. The latter two run from Rondburg St Juda to separate stations in Dedingbury, so Rondburg St Juda is probably going to need expanding at some point. There will also be many, many provincial routes, the beginning of one of which we build today. You will have noticed at Brendinghattan Mark Road we built 6 platforms, 2 terminus, 2 through lines for the East Coast Main Line, and then 2 other 3 platforms. These other 2 will in time serve the South Aplain Railway, an east-west provincial route that will run between Brendinghattan and Retown. You will see more of this in the coming weeks. Now for the segment which we told you last week would be recurring. Today's real-world station comparison is for Brendinghattan Mark Road, which I feel would be most aptly compared to Derby Midland Station in England. Don't worry, I'm just being fancy. You and I all know this station as Derby. Now, why am I making this comparison? Well, Brendinghattan Mark Road is a main station on one of the country's main lines and is one end of a regional line to Retown. It also sees terminating trains fairly regularly. Meanwhile, Derby is the main station in its local area, being a main stop on the Midland Main Line, as well as being one end of the Derby to Crewe regional line, and does see terminating trains somewhat regularly. With significant progress made on the southernmost section of the East Coast Main Line, and a branch line to Longway Town complete, we think this last week has been a good, productive one. The plan for the week to come, which we will update you on at the same time next week, is to work on the southern section of the Grand Central Main Line as far as Eastfield, as well as some major redevelopments in Slendhattan, followed by a branch line to Fort Ruthenberg Town. While we work on this, the MTTC would be most grateful if you would like the video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel, so that you don't forget to check in on our progress this time next week. But until then, we hope you have a good week and wish you safe travelling. Thank you.